All right, Unit 6 review, 27. Graph the equation y equals -3, absolute value x plus 5. As soon as I see absolute values, I know I'm going to get a v, so just keep that in mind. Right, this first number inside controls the left and the right, and it's the opposite of what we think, so it's going to move to the left 5. So we're going to go to the left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's no number on the outside, which means I'm just going to stay put. Oops. Okay, and then from there, the slope is -3. So from here, we are going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, and then we're going to start back up at our vertex, and we're going to go in the other direction. So down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. So it's going to look pretty steep V there. Okay, I notice there's a spot to put the vertex as well. We went to the left 5 and stayed put, so our vertex is going to be -5, 0. Right, number 28, graph the equation y equals absolute value x plus 2 minus 5. Okay, we know on the inside it controls the left or the right, which means we're going to go to the left 2, because plus 2 we do the opposite, and then the -5 is going to make me go down 5, and then there's nothing in front of the absolute value, so it's going to be 1, and that's going to represent my slope. So we are going to go to the left 2, and then down 5 and put a point. And then from there, the slope is 1, so we're going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And then let's start back down at the vertex and do the same thing. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And there we go. All right, and then our vertex, we started out going left 2 and down 5, so my vertex will be -2, -5. Right, number 29, multiple choice, solve for x. Alrighty, if we've got absolute values, I know I need to write two equations. We're going to have x minus 10 equals 6, and we'll have x minus 10 equals, whoops, that's 16, and then we'll have x minus 10 equals -16, and then we simply just need to solve the equation. So if I add 10 to both sides, I'll get x equals 26, and if I add 10 to this side, we will get x equals -6. So 26 and -6 are my two answers for that one. Right, number 30, solve for x. We're going to, again, have two different answers, but we need to do some solving first. I'm going to start by subtracting 1 from both sides. So I'll get 2 absolute value x minus 3 equals 32. Now we'll divide both sides by 2. So I'll get absolute value x minus 3 equals 16. And now we've got two equations again. We're going to get x minus 3 equals 16, and x minus 3 equals -16. And now we're going to go ahead and solve each equation. I'll get x equals 19. If I add 3 to this one, I'll get x equals -13. So those would be my two answers for that one. All right, number 31, solve and graph the inequality. On this one, we're going to have two inequalities. We're going to have x is less than 2, and the other one is going to be x is greater than -2, and then we're going to go ahead and graph those. -2 will go on the left and 2 will go on the right. Open circles for both of them because there's no equal sign. Less than 2 would go to the left, greater than -2 would go to the right, so this is a connected graph. Okay, number 32, solve and graph the inequality. I'm going to start again by writing two inequalities. We're going to have x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 8, and then my second one's going to be x minus 2 is less than or equal to -8. And now again, we're just have two equations that we'll solve. We'll add 2. I'll get x is greater than or equal to 10. And on this one, if I add 2, I'll have x is less than or equal to -6. So once again, we'll put the negative on the left side, positive on the right side. Close circles for both because we do have an equal sign in this problem. And then if I'm greater than 10, that would be to the right. And if I'm less than -6, that's to the left. And that's what that graph would look like.